Hello there, my name is Paul Oak and I'm here from Jones Feed Mills, and I'm here along with Elaine Klesser from Kitchener Urban Hens, and we're going to talk a bit more about chicken coops today, specifically nesting boxes, roosting bars, chicken runs, and wire. First of all, with nesting boxes allow hens to lay their eggs in a clean cubicle in relative peace and privacy. While hens are not overly fussy about where they lay their eggs, a suitable nest box can make things flow more smoothly. Construction can be as basic or as elaborate as you wish, depending on the creativity, the available materials, and the finances. Best materials to use are those that are easy to clean and to sterilize. For example, plastic can be easily sanitized, bleached, and scrubbed, and doesn't absorb the chicken feces or the product that you use to clean it. Conversely, wooden boxes are convenient and easy to build, but a little trickier to clean. That being said, you won't have to change the nest litter as often as the rest of the coop. For Elaine, she freshens her nest regularly but rarely has to change the litter, and when she does, it's mostly for her own peace of mind. As for how many nesting boxes you need, I'm going to let Elaine touch a bit more on that.
Well, this is often a hotly debated number. However, most chicken experts seem to recommend an average of one nesting space for every 3 to 4 birds. That being said, even if you have 4 hens, you want to have more than one nesting box. That way, if one of the birds goes broody and won't leave the box, you still have an accessible nest for your other girls to use. The dimensions of the chicken nest don't have to be exact, but a good rule of thumb is that it's better for the nest to be a little too big than too small. It should be, on average, about 1 foot wide, 1 foot deep, and 1 foot tall. A couple of other suggestions for your nesting box include having a wooden lip about 4 inches high across the bottom front to keep the litter in place. Another idea are curtains, a wonderful option that helps to retain the heat inside the nesting boxes during our cold winter months and helps to prevent cracked or frozen eggs.
For roosting bars, it's important to remember that a hen's natural instinct is to be high up off the ground while they sleep to keep them safe from predators. The birds perch on roosting bars and curl their feet around the bar. The roost can be made out of anything that's at least 2 to 3 inches in diameter and set from 2 to 4 feet off of the floor. Good roosting bars can be made from sturdy branches, ladders, or even boards. If you do use boards, always check for splinters and sand them off if necessary. Also keep in mind that you shouldn't use anything that's too smooth like plastic or metal because your hens can lose their grip and slip. Also, metal gets very cold in the winter and can cause frostbitten feet.
Hens will use each other for balance, and you will rarely see them roosting anyway but side by side in a row. In cold weather, you'll find that your flock will crowd together for warmth. In normal circumstances, however, you'll want to allow 18 to 24 inches per bird on the roost, depending on the size of your breed. This will allow them space to spread out during the hot summer months. Chickens also poop a lot while they sleep, so it is important to place your roost somewhere where it will be easy to scoop or shovel the droppings and soiled litter out of the coop. You also want to keep in mind that if you're using more than one roosting bar, to make sure that they are not placed immediately above each other, or the chickens below will be awakened by a nasty surprise. In addition, you want to keep in mind that the roosts need to be higher than your nesting boxes, or your hens may be tempted to roost on them instead as they look for the highest perch available. One option is to make sure that you have a roost on your nesting box.
Now for chicken runs, there's 4 main purposes to a chicken run. 1, it provides a place of containment for your hens. 2, it helps to protect them from predators. 3, it helps to protect your garden from your hungry hens. 4, it also gives the birds a secure place to roam, play, and exercise. As far as building specs go, the run should have approximately 10 square feet per bird. It should also be easily accessible from the coop as well as being securely fenced and gated. Be sure that the fencing includes wire buried 18 inches into the ground to prevent potential predators from digging into the run area.
Now, if you plan on having a roof on your run, which is a requirement in many areas, make sure that the slope or pitch of the roof is steep enough that rain and snow can run off it and won't leak into the run area. If you don't plan on a roof, make sure your hens have ample shaded places to go in the summer heat and places to hide from the snow in the winter. Above all, if you do have a roof, make sure that the top of the run is high enough for you to stand up in and work with a shovel. Final note that most urban hen regulations do require a roof to prevent your hens from escaping. Depending on where you live, it is always best to check your local city or municipal bylaws to see what the actual legal requirements are before proceeding.
Another option is a portable run. This is also known as a chicken tractor. This device lets your hens forage freely across the land while keeping them secure. The idea behind this is that you move your tractor across the backyard every few days, allowing for your flock to constantly have fresh vegetation to forage in. Chickens enjoy eating the tender grass tips and weeds and love to feast on the bugs, slugs, and snails which put a dent in the pest population on your property. As you move the tractor around and leave behind the nitrogen and phosphorus-rich manure, chicken tractors are combined of a few basic components. In a closed nesting area, a chicken run covered with a hardware cloth, and a frame with wheels so you can pull and push it around. And it's also important to remember too that if you are going to utilize a chicken tractor, that you should have a backyard with enough space to be able to utilize and do that properly.
Okay, chicken wire is widely used for building runs. The ironic thing is that chicken wire is often not a good choice for chickens. It is very flimsy and can break apart, leaving hazards for your hens' feet. The holes in it are also big enough that some predators, such as raccoons, can reach through and cause a lot of damage to your hens. It should also never be used as flooring, as it can contribute to foot injuries, such as bumblefoot. One thing that chicken wire is great for, though, is for burying underground around the perimeter of the run to deter predators. Most predators will only try to dig for a short time, and when they reach a wire barrier, they will generally quit and move on to easier prey. A much better choice for a secure run is called hard wire cloth, and that's what we use in our run here. It's a galvanized and welded metal product that is very durable and comes in a wide variety of mesh sizes. Generally, the 1/2 inch or 1 inch meshes tend to work the best.
Thank you, Elaine. And for our next video segment, we're going to look at preparing your birds for the cold weather climate and the upcoming winter climate conditions.